How many were last night at the TEDx? Okay, and how many were not? Okay. For those of you who were not, just so you're aware, there were a number of speakers, and the whole theme was on women's empowerment. 2 of the men spoke. Very impressive about what they were sharing. That actually was, even for me, grief-striking, about experiences that they'd had in the workplace, that they'd witnessed, of where women had been suppressed. So we need more men like that to be able to speak up. And I would like to give you a little secret that impacts men and women that we do not pay attention to. And as Mirella said, by way of background, I was for 16 years an investment banker on Wall Street, New York, and London. How many are okay with English? Is everybody okay? Anybody would prefer French? All right, cool. Because I could have done a Yasmin, but I won't. And then the universe had other plans. And I switched my career to become a leadership coach, and I focus on helping leaders create healthy cultures. So witness what Carla was just speaking to, and witness what Yasmin has been speaking to. We need to pay attention to not only our own individual thoughts, but we need to pay attention to the thought energy, fear energy in an organization. Too much fear in an organization will send your profits down. People cannot operate in a healthy way with a fear-driven environment. Clients call me Miss Marple. I love being a detective of what's going on in their culture that would have given us the origins of that fear. And the fear can be from a trauma that happened to the CEO, who then ends up flowing it down into the organization, or it can be a trauma within the organization. A group of people were fired one day without, and it's a trauma that hasn't been healed. I decided it was interesting to look at another trauma, and I'm going to call it the design of our money system. We do not pay attention to the fact that the design of our money system that we all take for granted, men and women, but the design of our money system gives no value to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, to mothering, to motherhood, or to any feminine values. And the feminine is the nurturer of life. When we create an environment where the money system is giving predominant value to the masculine, we will only get the shadow masculine. Because we need both the feminine and the masculine to birth anything new. Money is meant to be an enabler for us to live our dreams. But if it's only representing the masculine, and we get the shadow masculine that rises, we get our negative thoughts. We get our fears. We get domination over, we get exploitation, we get ruthless competition, we get violence, we get wars. The challenge is that the shadow masculine also brings out the shadow feminine. And the shadow feminine is about victim, rescuer, and manipulator. And unfortunately, that's not a kind part of what we can see can show up. We know what it means to be in a healthy energy, but we need to be aware of the environment that we're working in. And so that's why, this is my little pitch for Global Woman Club, communities to empower women until we can change the design of our money system are absolutely critical. This is where it's going to begin to be able to shift the paradigm so we can have a bigger balance of the healthy masculine and the healthy feminine. And we can be aware of what the system actually does to us. But once we declare that, that's not for us to go victim, it's to go somewhere. We created this as man. And we've lived with it and we've accepted it as if money were like the air we breathe and we will die if we don't have it. But we just colluded with the system that's designed to keep us small. That's, not, again, not said to cause us a victimhood, and it's hard to know whether the original design excluded the feminine because that was simpler, or because we as women are disruptors and it's better to keep us down, or what it is. But it's a fact. And so as long as we can be aware of that fact right now and work with it together, and we can become self-aware as well as systems aware and connect with community to get greater support for this, we'll be able to manage this through. But it's just an awareness when you're looking at culture of being aware of the system we're all working in as well and what we need to do to overcome that. Thank you.